This is the order. I am here to talk about them because I think we need to. If you haven't played any of the games yet, consider this your spoiler warning. This will be a discussion of their beliefs, origins, prophecies, goals, and practices. First of all, I want to point out that there's a lot of misinformation out there, and some speculation that could easily pass as fact. There's also a lot of misinformation provided directly by cult members themselves, such as Vincent, who does not accurately depict the order. So it's hard to tell what is true and what isn't. Also, another issue is that there's no clear source of truth in the law. So sometimes what may be seen as heresy to one person may be accepted as doctrine to another. However, there are certain facts that everyone can agree upon. So starting off with the basics, the Order is a religious cult whose origins date back to the early days of Silent Hill's establishment. The cult is a group of people who reside in Silent Hill, Maine, and are responsible for the town's horrible nature. They are called the Organization in Silent Hill 4, The Room, and in Silent Hill 2, they are referred to simply as the cult. In all other games outside of Silent Hill 2, the cult plays a major role, and they are the principal antagonists of the story. The Order believes that they are the one true faith and one true religion, and that all other religions on planet Earth are deceptions and false lies. It is ambiguous if this is true, or if it is make-believe fantasy manifested by the ancient power of Silent Hill. It is also unknown how much of the Order's mythology and beliefs are actually rooted in truth, or merely man-made fabricated fantasies and fables used to brainwash its followers. The Order has their own set of holy books and scriptures, which they claim is the Word of God, a sun deity often depicted as female. The Order believes these writings are truth and were divinely inspired, using phrases such as, "And God said." Whether these books are truly holy remains unknown. Who wrote these scriptures, and for what purpose is currently unknown. It also remains unknown if the writers of these scriptures truly believe in them, or simply wrote them in order to manipulate and control followers. They also have their own set of prayers. The sect of Valtiel, one of the branches of the Order, has forced children into reading these scriptures, worshipping their sun god every Sunday. The continual indoctrination of children who lack critical thinking skills and are unable to question and challenge the adults is primarily how the Order continues to survive and operate over centuries in an unending cycle. They use their extensive The Order is technically a fictional cult. Silent Hill is intended to be set in the real world. As such, the Order takes inspiration and draws elements from other real-life religions, such as the origins of Christianity, Japanese folklore, Aztec rituals, and Native American beliefs. The faith also bears a striking resemblance to occultism, demonic, and satanic worships. For example, the incubus strongly resembles Baphomet, widely recognized as an image of Satan. One part of Silent Hill 3 is an exchange of dialogue between Vincent and Heather, in which he admits God could be perceived as the best devil. The Order seems to follow a philosophy of moral nihilism and moral relativism. They do not believe in the concepts of good and evil, only chaos and order, and feel this justifies their ways. They believe in God, paradise, sins, souls, purgatory, and hell. They also perform and believe in gyromancy. The Order believes that humanity and society is corrupt, full of suffering and a lost cause, and that they are among the elite chosen people to bring about a new world unstained by evil. Claudia believes that happy people are most often the cruelest, and humanity has been contaminated by greedy and earthly material and base desires. A memo in Silent Hill, Fatif 4. The room refers to the redemption of a nation of sin by ritual. No further detail or definition is given in the memo for this term. Another memo implies they believe humans are born in sin and filth, and only by following their faith and cleansing the flesh from their bodies can they hope to become pure. The order worships the entities of the other world of Silent Hill, which they believe house their faith's incarnation of God, which is often depicted by believers as a Caucasian orange-haired woman with red robes, or a male demon by opponents. It has been stated that this belief is the foundation for the whole cult. Their mythos has a wide variety of angels and gods, polytheism, as well as saints, including God, the Holy Mother, creator of paradise, Lord of serpents and reeds, possibly also named Samael, according to a note, but it is unknown if this is an actual name for the deity used by its worshippers, or an insulting name given by opposers, which is said to occur in a note. Metatron, angel, Lobsylvith, yellow god, Suchilbara, red god, Nicholas, saint, doctor of God, Jennifer Carroll, saint, unwavering faith under death's blade, Alessa Gillespie, saint, holy mother of God, daughter of God. According to the order's beliefs, see myths, memos, humanity existed before God. Here, people knew only pain, war, despair, and hatred, and they were immortal, seeking salvation from the world around him. A man offered a prayer and a serpent to the sun. A woman, offering prayer and a reed to the sun, asked for joy, taking pity on a world consumed by sadness. The pleas of these two people breathed life into God, and from them she was born. The world, as it was then, had no understanding of linear time. So the first thing God did was establish a linear, measurable time, separating it into night and day. After this, she outlined to humanity the road to salvation and gave the world joy. Since people weren't able to die, God took away their immortality. The reason for this was so people could know the freedom and release that comes from death. Her next act was the creation of other deities and angels, those most notable among them being Lobsylvith, the yellow god, and Suchilbara, the red god. This was done so she would have help in leading humanity to follow her in obedience. Her final gift to the world would be paradise after Judgment Day. With its creation, though, God's strength was used up, and she collapsed. All the world's people grieved this unfortunate event, but with her last breath, she promised she would come again. She is then said to have returned to the dust. Since God was not lost, the world's people offered their prayers and did not forget their faith, waiting for the rebirth of God so that the golden gates of paradise will open. The Order's main goal, as many of its members state, is to usher in the apocalypse and deliver the faithful to paradise. This paradise means many different things to different members, but the goals remain the same. This is brought about in ways that vary from sect to sect. Some try to actively aid it, while others simply prepare for the inevitable. The prevalent belief of the Order is that a true God can only know salvation and offer utopia via being born and exposed to an aura of madness and agony. Hence their belief that the other world is a just existence and the work of God. The Order believes they will witness the second coming of God, who will cause the apocalypse by cleansing the entire world with pure fire, bringing mankind to extinction. Then, after the judgment and atonement in purgatory, God will make the final decision to send human souls to eternal damnation or to an eternity of bliss. Many of their beliefs are seen in the Prayer to God memo. Vincent claims Claudia's desire for God is a product of her abusive, dysfunctional childhood. The memories of her father's abusiveness and cruelty towards her is forever burned into Vincent's mind. Vincent claims that what Claudia, and possibly the order, calls faith is nothing more but a child crying out for love, which is why some members like Claudia are lonesome. As stated on several occasions, the order does not believe in terms of good or evil, only chaos and order. Their ways are cruel and brutal. To ensure order remains in place, to ensure loyalty and discipline, many children under the order's care are cruelly treated and disciplined harshly. Ironically, despite murder being one of the greatest sins in their faith, human life is inconsequential to them, as evidenced by their willingness to sacrifice and kill to appease God. Alessa Gillespie, Claudia Wolfe, and Alex Shepard were physically abused and punished by their parents, who are members of the order, and they never loved their parents. It's possible they were punished because one of the sins in the order, as beliefs may be to honor thy father and mother, which does not say anything about loving their parents. It could even be argued that if you love your parents, then you are putting them above God. Since God is the highest being in their faith, it's possible that the order's abuse of children is based off of a biblical passage. He that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes. The order likely altered this to fit their narrative, changing son to children. This is the order, and this has been their history, beliefs, origins, prophecies, goals, and practices. And I just want to say that I don't believe in any of this. I'm just sharing what's known about them. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Follow me on social media and check my page for updates. Until next time, see you later.